always ask myself when I make content is, are the people around me growing? Am I growing? Are we growing as a team? Hello, this is Vedic Ghost. Like, subscribe, and share. An often problem that we run into in this day and age is we always want to make it sound as if we are innocent or we done nothing wrong or we don't want to grow because it's too scary to grow when in fact you should be growing. That's the part of life. That's part of life in evolving is to grow and adapt and evolve into something better, basically. The sad part about that, you can't do that if you're always caught in constant hate or constant, you know, fear or a constant state of something negative. You can't always grow as a human being, nor can you evolve or adapt to become a better person. The sad part about that is it's all about how you can actually mitigate this stuff and make it a better situation or make it so that you never have to worry about what it is you're suffering from or what it is you're doing wrong or what it is you where it is you want to go as a human being. It's quite sad, but at the end of the day, it's one of those things where you have to realize as a human being that some things you have to let go, and sometimes you have to grow as a human being, and sometimes you got to surround yourself with people who can take you in that direction, and or you're stuck with somebody, and it's a team effort, and you got to help each other grow. If you're not helping each other grow or adapt or become better people, then obviously you have to get rid of that weak link in your group. It's sad, but it's true. Because at the end of the day, you realize very quickly that there's some people in your group that are holding you back, or there's some people in your group that just not growing or grasping a concept or understanding what is actually going on. And then you have some people in your group that just doesn't listen and they want to just run off at the mouth and they're not really fully listening. Or they'll say something that had nothing to do with the direction that you're going. And it's like, if you would shut up for a second, I can actually get to that. But it's one of those things as a human being, it's a part of growth. It's a part of adapting and learning, especially if the person's young or the person's old or the person is not quite understanding the concept and they're asking themselves why. And the sad part about that, you might get a person, well, I understand everything about that. But the sad part about that, their initial response was just shock and awe at the end of the day. So it's one of those things where you have to understand people moving forward so you can actually move forward as a team or, without the person for all intents and purposes. If you can't move forward with the person, then you have to get rid of the person or mitigate that person to the point where they can actually be useful in your group. And if you can't mitigate them successfully, then you have to get rid of that person in your group. Because the sad part about that, what you don't want to do is end up with people who hold you back or act a certain way or paint you or drag you down or paint you in a negative light for all intents and purposes or make you look bad as a group. You never want to hold on to those people. You typically want to keep them with you only in situations where they're helpful. If they are helpful, that is. And if they're not helpful in any situation, you try to create a situation where they could possibly be helpful in. And if that doesn't work, then you basically have to get rid of them. It's sad when you have to get rid of a friend or a group of people or a certain type of people to do so. But at the end of the day, it's all about your growth and your well-being. You never want to be held back from your full potential, nor do you ever want to hold somebody else back from their full potential at the end of the day. I mean, granted, there are people who get a kick out of that or get a rise out of that or get enjoyment out of holding people back or, canceling people or trying to make people seem as if they're stupid or, a liar or all these other things like that. But at the end of the day, as long as you know you're not that, that's all that matters. My favorite quote is, I don't care what you think of me. As long as I'm okay with me, that's all that matters. And that's typically how I've always lived. It don't matter if you're a woman, an old lady, God, Jesus, the Pope, the bishop, the priest, anybody. As long as I'm okay with me, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you think of me. And that's always how I've always lived. And I've never been scared to actually flaunt that, even in public. And I've done it many times, and I've gotten many people laughing at the woman or the guy or the old woman that literally tried to berate me with stupidity. Like, I don't really care what you think of me. As long as I'm okay with me, that's all that matters. And I say it just like that, and people just laugh. And some people look at me like, whoa, he went there. And it's funny watching that happen. But as I was saying, you always want to always be in constant growth. You always want to be in constant change and evolution when it comes to yourself. Because if you're not willing to do that, then that means you lack the drive, the passion, and the fortitude to do so. So now you're just holding yourself back from growth. All because you're scared to grow and adapt into a better human being. It's sad and it's true. Think about that.